What's up, Colorado? Good morning.
And we start winning, not in the news press and not on Saturday, but we started today.
Today, we've got a lot to cover. Several great news stories about our Buffaloes, so let's get started. Today, we're going to talk about an absolutely epic achievement that Coach Prime just earned. I know this past week has been hard, and there hasn't been a whole lot of news that's positive that's going around, but that changes today. Something I love about Coach Prime is you never have to worry about him losing to haters. Unlike a lot of coaches who focus on the battles instead of the war, Deion Sanders always wins the wars. So while the haters are out there doing their victory laps and celebrating other people's failures, celebrating winning one little battle, Coach Prime is busy, head down, working hard on the very next one. Make no mistake, Colorado, we're still coming. So grab a smoothie, sit back, get ready, because today we're going to enjoy Coach Prime crushing the haters. Now, our main story today is about a major achievement, which was just announced about Coach Prime. It was announced that Coach Prime was one of the few coaches who made the Paul Bear Bryant Coach of the Year watch list. Now, this is an absolutely epic achievement for a team coming off of a 1-11 season. How epic? Well, let's name some of the other finalists out there, and you tell me how many of them took over a 1-11 team. Some of the other finalists: Nick Saban at Alabama, Kirby Smart, our national champion at UGA, University of Washington's Kalen DeBoer, Dan Lanning at Oregon, Lincoln Riley at Southern Cal, Steve Sarkisian at Texas, Brent Venables at Oklahoma, Ryan Day at Ohio State, James Franklin, Penn State, Jim Harbaugh at Michigan, and Mike Norvell at Florida State University. So take a second and think about that. I don't care what type of list you're making. That's some pretty elite company to be in, to have your name sitting right next to it. So this week, while the rest of the media out there are throwing shade, remember the people who actually know something about this achievement and who give out the awards are already considering Coach Prime among the best of the best. You aren't named with the Ryan Days, Jim Harbaughs, Nick Sabans, Kirby Smarts, and others of the world without being among the best. And there's a lot of negativity right now, and we understand that. We understand why. But those who are negative are doing so because they already know that Coach Prime has won. And it was cool to see him being named for this award and be on the watch list for it. Our next story is about some more good news for Colorado. Recently, On3's Josh Newberg interviewed Antoine Hill. Now, he's a highly ranked high school quarterback in the 2025 class. Hill is being recruited heavily by other teams, some of those that we just mentioned, like Penn State, Florida State. Florida's in there as well. During the interview, Hill discussed his recent visit to Colorado. Let's take a listen to what he said.
What was the favorite part of your visit to Colorado? What stood out to you?
Just having that one-on-one talk with Coach Prime. Legend, a Hall of Famer in the NFL. I mean, one of my favorite NFL players of all time. Just having that sit down with him one-on-one talking about my aspirations, my goals and aspirations.
All right. Well, we'll see if Coach Prime and the Buffaloes can close on you after that visit. We got about 2.5, 3 months till we find out. Antoine Hill, thank you for joining the Inside Scoop. Appreciate you.
In the interview, Hill also mentioned that he plans to make a decision in December or January. And at this point, it is closing time for Coach Prime. And we all know how Coach Prime closes. If you're not familiar with recruiting or you don't follow the day-to-day of it, Coach Prime is an elite recruiter and has done a phenomenal job recruiting some of the best athletes in the country to play for him. You guys know the names like Travis Hunter, Cormani McLean, and others, but that's just the start. And if he can get Hill into his class, That's going to make for a lot of elite recruits that want to play with him. Our next story today is about Travis Hunter's recent appearance on Bleacher Report 12 Talks. Now, during the video, Hunter discussed the Stanford game and the many challenges the team faced. He talked about all the penalties during the game and emphasized the need to avoid them, which is why they are getting out of this terrible conference and moving to the Big 12. Just kidding. He didn't say that, but I did. Suck it, Pac-12. All kidding aside, Hunter also mentioned his excitement about scoring his first touchdown back and the importance of continuing to work hard and improve. And most importantly, he said that they are determined to bounce back from this. He said they're working hard during practice and working hard to ignore what the media says, except this channel. I'm sure he loves it and recommends that all of you guys subscribe out there. So if you haven't done that just yet, go ahead and click on that button. But again, all jokes aside, this is what you want to hear. This is what you want to hear from your best players. You want to hear them not shy away from the criticism, not hide from talking about, oh, we're so afraid of what happened in this game that we're never going to talk about the Stanford game. No, you need to address it and you need to talk about it. And I know it hurts and I know it sucks and I know it wasn't fun, but you need to also own up to it and say, hey, we are working to make sure that that never happens again. At the end of the day, it was rough and it was no fun, but it's a football game. You're going to win some that you didn't think you were going to win, and you're going to lose some that you didn't think you were going to lose. And so there's no reason to hide from it or cower behind anything. No, just address it and say, hey, this happened. It was brutal. It sucked. And we're going to move on, and we're going to get better, and we're going to work to make sure it never happens again. I'm so impressed by the character of this young man. He's done so many things on and off the field this year that we're so proud of, and hopefully you're subscribed to Travis Hunter's YouTube page. He does such a phenomenal job of not only being a phenomenal athlete, but, man, interacting with fans, and it really is a lot of fun to watch. I waste way too much time watching YouTubes of these guys interacting with their fans and stuff, and it is really, really cool to see. Our last story today is about a Clutch Points article that is turning some heads. Now, this article discusses the possibility of Deion Sanders leaving Colorado to coach the Denver Broncos and the odds surrounding this. Now, we've already run through dozens of reasons why this has no chance of happening, most importantly being Coach Prime loves mentoring young men and would hate trying to teach people who are already rich and stuck in their ways. Those are his words, not mine. But since so many in the media seem to be in the business of making stuff up, we figured we would have some fun with it. So we're going to unveil a list of our top 5 crazy make-believe news stories about Deion Sanders. All you clowns in the media that are watching this, here are some free ones that you can use for your news stories. We're going to read a made-up title and the first sentence of each article. Number 1, Deion Sanders challenges Usain Bolt to race for the title of fastest man alive. First sentence, Deion Sanders reportedly challenged Usain Bolt to a sprint race to determine the world's fastest man. Sanders claimed his football skills translated to the track. Number 2, Deion Sanders unveils a secret identity as an undercover opera singer. In a shocking revelation, Deion Sanders confessed to leading a secret life as an opera singer with a melodious voice that rivaled Pavarotti. Number 3, Deion Sanders signed a record deal to drop his debut rap album, Prime Time Rhymes. The NFL legend decided to follow his passion for music and signed a multi-million-dollar record deal to release a rap album called Prime Time Rhymes. Number 4, Deion Sanders discovers the fountain of youth. He's actually 100 years old. Coach Prime astounds the world by revealing he discovered the fountain of youth, explaining his unbelievable athleticism and skill even at the age of 100. And lastly, Deion Sanders became the first human to set foot on Mars in his signature gold cleats. Coach Prime, the first person to walk on Mars, did so wearing his signature gold cleats. He claimed it was the only way to stay prime time even on the red planet. These stories, guys, are absolutely fire, and I hope that you guys are using them, and I would not be surprised at all if some of these highly trusted outlets like Clutch Points and others who continue to bring up Coach Prime going to the NFL or the possibility of it in their future articles. Now, we're going to have a little fun with that, and we hope you understood the jokes there, but that's about how ludicrous we think it is that people continue to bring up Coach Prime's name when talking about the NFL. He said it from his own mouth, what he's going to do and what he's not going to do. And so anytime somebody posts an article like that again, maybe just reply with one of those stories that I just said, because it's just as ridiculous. Okay, had a little positivity at the beginning, had a little fun at the end. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. We really do appreciate you guys that are continuing to ride with us. It's the bye week, so a little bit different schedule this week. We don't have a preview. There's no game. We'll be watching a lot of college football this weekend. We appreciate you guys. We love you, and thank you for your support. And as always, thank you for watching the prime time for college football.